Earlier today, Polly posted an accent challenge in which you have to recite a number of words to show how you pronounce them. And I thought that would be an interesting project to participate in. For those of you who don't know, I have a bachelor's degree in linguistics, so obviously I have a very deep interest in language and the different ways that people use it, how people use different words, how they pronounce words differently from region to region. So I thought this would be interesting to chime in on. Most of this is directly from the accent challenge as Polly posted it, but because I was a linguistics major and because I'm the kind of nerd who keeps most of her old textbooks, I have this lovely book. It's called Language Files. It's an Ohio State University textbook, even though I did not attend OSU. And it has a chapter on language variation, which included some questions on this very topic. So I yoinked a couple of those and added some words that I have run into in various parts of the country. So without further ado, here is the accent challenge. Pronounce the following words: ant, roof, root, or route. I think I use root as a noun and route as a verb. Theater, which I pronounce the same regardless, but I spell with an R-E if it refers to a live-action theater, and with an E-R if it's a movie theater. I think that comes of having done stage crew and been around a lot of theater people. They're very specific about theater being spelled with an R-E. Iron, salmon, caramel, not caramel. Fire, water, New Orleans, pecan, both, again, probably, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, pajamas, which I spell with an A, not the Y as it's listed. Obviously, this is of British English origin. Caught, naturally, aluminum, not aluminium. That sounds very, very weird to me. Doorknob, I think envelope, maybe envelope. I don't know. You would have to catch me without thinking about it for me to know which one. Nucleus, and likewise nuclear. It drives me crazy when people say nuclear. Washing, tomato, where, often, greasy, Columbus, which is on here because OSU is in Columbus, and people who are from Columbus say Columbus, not Columbus. Minnesota, if you are from Minnesota, please say it and put this on here for me. Police, ask, not axe. Pen, milk, not milk. And bag, not bag. And then I would pronounce the words Mary, Mary, and Mary the same way. Mary as in to get married, Mary as in Merry Christmas, and Mary as in my aunt's name. But I know that especially in Ireland and England, they are pronounced differently, so I would love to hear those variations because they're very difficult for most Americans to hear, much less imitate. Answer the following questions. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? TPing. What is a bubbly carbonated drink called? I would call that either soda or pop intermittently. I don't know. I don't drink it, so I don't have occasion to talk about it very much. In this area, it is primarily called pop, but in Ohio, I think it was mostly called soda. What do you call your grandparents? I referred to my father's parents as Granny and Papa, although I don't think I ever addressed him as Papa. I called him Grandpa. And then I called my mother's mother Gran. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? That would be a grocery cart. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? A remote or a remote control? I do know people who call it a clicker, but that is a very alien thing to me. What do you call a large open metal container for water? A bucket. To carry groceries home, you put them in a bag. Not bag, not sack. Bag. What do you call window coverings on rollers? I'm not entirely sure what it means by on rollers. But if they're the kind of window coverings that are made of either metal or plastic, and I guess they could be vertical or horizontal, but they sort of flip back and forth to allow varying amounts of light in, I would call those blinds. And if they are the fabric kind that hang down, I would call them curtains. And I guess shades would be the kind that are just like a solid sheet of fabric that you pull down that, just block everything. What do you call the glowing insects that kids catch and put in jars? Fireflies. Possibly lightning bugs, but I think primarily fireflies. When waiting to check out your groceries, you stand in line, not on line, which is what it gave in here, which I have never heard before and sounds very strange to me. If your living room is messy, before company comes, you clean it up or straighten it up. If you are talking to a group of friends, what do you call them? You guys, primarily, but I have been known to drop a y'all or two, even though I have absolutely no Southern background. Maybe it's something affected, I don't know. I think I use y'all more when I am writing than when I am talking. I'll text y'all or I'll email that, but I will say it as well. It's 4:45, probably. It's 4:45. I don't know that I would say till, and I definitely wouldn't say of. What do you call the contraption that you drink water from? I would call that a water fountain, possibly a drinking fountain, more a water fountain though, although Wisconsinites call them bubblers, and we Illinoisans think that it's absolutely hilarious. And finally, do you think you have an accent? Of course I have an accent. Everyone has an accent. Because if you asked an American if they have an accent and they don't think of themselves as having a Southern accent or a New York accent or a Boston accent, they'll probably say that no, they don't have an accent. But if you ask someone from England if that person had an accent, yes, they'll say yes, they have an American accent. Even if you think of yourself as having a standard American English accent, that is an intellectual construct rather than a reality. If you guys would like to chime in, I would love to hear what you have to say on the topic. So post some accents for me, please.